Now we start with the suprarenal and gonadal veins. Very short. But before we start with suprarenal and gonadal veins, development of suprarenal, renal and gonadal veins, we start with this small segment. See here. One mark question answer. The following part of inferior vena cava is known as the postrenal segment. Which part? The following part of posterior vena cava, segment 2, segment 3. So, right supracardinal vein and the right supracardinal subcardinal anastomosis, these two are known as the postrenal segment of inferior vena cava. One mark question answer. In which there will be drainage of gonadal veins. Gonadal veins will drain here. Second point. Right subcardinal vein. This is known as the renal segment of inferior vena cava, in which there will be drainage of renal veins and suprarenal veins. So, which is the renal segment of inferior vena cava? Right subcardinal vein. Here, this is the communication between the right subcardinal vein and right hepatocardiac channel. This segment is known as hepatic segment. Please note down. So, it will be known as hepatic segment. This is very important. The hepatic segment of inferior vena cava. This was known as the renal segment of inferior vena cava, and this was known as the postrenal segment of inferior vena cava. 3. Now fourth, the last point. Right hepatocardiac channel. Once again I will repeat. Right hepatocardiac channel, the terminal most part of the right vitelline vein, is known as the terminal most part of inferior vena cava. Either it is called terminal most part or it is known as the cephalic portion of the inferior vena cava. Please note down these 4 segments. Now, after noting down these 4 segments, now we will start with the suprarenal, renal and gonadal veins. For the suprarenal, renal and gonadal veins, we have to concentrate only in subcardinal veins. Only in the subcardinal veins we will concentrate. So, first, please come on this side. This is the diagram. Intersubcardinal anastomosis, the portion of the right and left subcardinal vein, this pattern, we are going to isolate and we are going to, here I will make this, and here we are going to show this much segment. Here, these 2 subcardinal veins are receiving the blood from the right and the left mesonephric veins. Please note down. So, therefore, if I take these 2 subcardinal veins, please come on this side, then we will show here, these are the subcardinal veins, right and left. So, this right and left subcardinal veins I have shown here, and it will be receiving the blood. Where is it receiving the blood from? It is receiving the blood from the mesonephric. This is the mesonephric vein. So, these mesonephric veins, where they are coming from? They are coming from, here I am drawing small portion of the kidneys. So, here I am drawing the kidneys, and therefore, now I will name this as mesonephric veins. These are the mesonephric veins, right and left. Now here, this is the right-sided subcardinal vein. This is the right-sided subcardinal vein, and here, this is the left-sided subcardinal vein. Same way here, this will be the left-sided mesonephric vein. Simple. Now there is intersubcardinal anastomosis. So here I am connecting this intersubcardinal anastomosis. So if I have connected this intersubcardinal anastomosis, this is what I have shown. And now what I will show is, please come on this side. See, if you show here, what is this segment number 5? A narrow channel connecting the right subcardinal with that of the hepatocardiac. So this narrow channel I am going to show here, orange color, and here I am going to show this channel. What is this channel? The right, third one, the right supracardinal subcardinal anastomosis, the third channel I am going to show. So 3 and 5 I am going to draw. So same way 3 and 5, so I will give 3 as white color. See here, I will give 3 as white color. This is 3, and this will represent the anastomosis. Which anastomosis? Right supracardinal, right subcardinal anastomosis. And channel number 5 I am going to draw, and here I am going to draw this as channel number 5. This is the anastomosis between right subcardinal and right hepatocardial. hepatocardia. Very simple. Now, with the help of this diagram, we are going to show how renal veins, suprarenal and gonadal veins will develop. Basically, very simple. We know that this segment, the right supracardinal subcardinal anastomosis, will lead to development of inferior vena cava along with the right subcardinal vein, renal segment, postrenal segment, renal segment, hepatic segment. So therefore, what is left? The portion of the right-sided subcardinal vein, cephalic, and right-sided subcardinal vein, caudal. These portions are left. So therefore, now these portions which are left, 1 and 2, what will happen to them? This portion will be converted into the right suprarenal vein, and this portion will be converted into the right gonadal vein, that is right testicular or ovarian vein. Same way, now come on this side. What is this? Subcardinal veins, left subcardinal vein. Now the left subcardinal vein, superiorly, that is cephalic to this anastomosis, it will be converted into the left suprarenal vein, and the left subcardinal vein which is lying below this anastomosis will be converted into left gonadal vein. And therefore, see how interesting it is. Therefore, this entire intersubcardinal anastomosis will be converted into left renal vein. What about right renal vein? Here goes. Right renal vein will develop from only the right mesonephric vein. Please note down. So therefore now the right renal vein will be known as the right mesonephric vein, which will lead to development of the right renal vein. This is very important. What about the left renal vein? 3 points. First point of left renal vein, and where is it developing from? The left mesonephric vein. Second point of left renal vein, see how important it is, this segment, and it is developing from small portion of the left subcardinal vein, only this portion, only this segment, this small portion. So it is known as the left subcardinal vein, a small portion of left subcardinal vein which will lead to development of the left renal vein. And third portion, see here, this is the third portion, the intersubcardinal anastomosis, which will lead to development of left renal vein. So left renal vein will be longer than the right renal vein because it is developed from 3 sources. Number 1, from the left mesonephric vein. Number 2, from the portion of the left subcardinal vein. And number 3, from the left intersubcardinal anastomosis. And right renal vein only from the right mesonephric vein. Now, what about vena cava? This segment is developed into vena cava. This segment will be completely developed into vena cava. We know that because here, this is which segment? Right supracardinal subcardinal anastomosis. This is the portion of the right subcardinal vein. And this is the channel which is communicating the right subcardinal with the right hepatocardiac channel, which we have already discussed. So this is the portion which will lead to development of vena cava. So it will straighten up later on. Now what is left? Suprarenal veins. So very easy to remember. Right and left suprarenal veins are developed from the right and left subcardinal veins cranial to transverse anastomosis, cranial to intersubcardinal anastomosis. So therefore the right subcardinal vein, left subcardinal vein, these two which are lying cephalic to this transverse anastomosis will lead to development of the right and left suprarenal vein. And therefore you need to write here, this is the right suprarenal vein. This is the right suprarenal vein, and here this will lead to the development of left suprarenal vein. This is what you need to mention. What about gonadal veins? Very simple. Gonadal veins will develop from the right and left subcardinal veins, both gonadal veins. But caudal part of the right and left subcardinal vein, that is below the intersubcardinal anastomosis. Very simple. So that means here we will mention this as gonadal veins. Now remember right and left. Therefore, the suprarenal veins and gonadal veins are developed from the same respectively right and left subcardinal veins, but suprarenal veins from cephalic part above the intersubcarinal anastomosis and gonadal veins from the caudal part below the intersubcarinal anastomosis. And this is the reason why, see the diagram, and this question is very often asked. Where is the drainage of the right suprarenal vein? Where is the drainage of the left suprarenal vein? Where is the drainage of the right gonadal vein? And where is the drainage of the left gonadal vein? Very frequently asked question everywhere in 1 mark. Because of this diagram, you can see the right suprarenal vein will drain into inferior vena cava. Left suprarenal vein will drain into left renal vein. The right gonadal vein will drain into inferior vena cava, and the left gonadal vein will drain into left renal vein. This is the only reason. See the diagram, and this is the reason why the suprarenal and gonadal veins on right and left side, they drain into, on the right side inferior vena cava, on the left side left suprarenal vein. So here we end our this section of suprarenal and gonadal veins. Thank you very much.